First rule of being the hotel inspector is never assume you've seen it all. That looks like the wall is extruding a poo. I'm Alex Polizzi, and I'm an award-winning hotelier. But it's Britain's worst hotels that give me sleepless nights.
Let me out! Just stop it! There's no point going on with this, is there?
Oh, my God.
I've seen the bizarre. We've got board full of boobs.
Ah!
The ridiculous. This is a very awkward little space. Do you like guests? And the downright ugly. It looks like a crack den. I always think I've scraped the bottom of the barrel. I never quite have. I've brought countless hotels back from the brink. Hoteliers think they know what to expect from me. This time, I'm coming with a few new tricks up my sleeve. Alex Polizzi.
No, that's a surprise.
Alexia! That is a bad attitude, and you want to get out of it.
10 21-year-old Irish girls.
Coming tonight?
Yes,
Is that
stay.
serious?
I am serious. I want to close the Bear for business. I think you're a great mum. I just don't think you're a very good boss to them. I don't want to hear bitching and moaning.
I am out.
This time, a desperate hotelier
At 54, I want to get a life.
letting her family run riot.
Look, just shower and come in. Please, I'm begging you, come in.
At the end of the day, this is our home.
What the hell am I doing here?
I think you take advantage of us more than we take advantage of you.
Well, then bugger off and go and do something else. I'm just going to have to just grow a set and kick some butt. I've had a cry for help from a hotel owner in crisis. She's written, I've been here for 17 years and I'm getting old and tired. I would love to see the Richmore as the best in Weymouth and have all happy customers. I would also love it to run smoothly without me and be able to have a life. The Richmore is a 27-bedroom hotel on the seafront of Weymouth in Dorset.
We'll do the circus one first, shall we?
Owned and managed by Lorraine Godwin.
So, for the circus room, we have a canopy over the bed. We have the little clowns scattered round the place. This is the normal type. We have writing on a lot of the walls, and that's proved quite popular, and a lot of the guests have liked that.
17 years ago, Lorraine was in the market for a new home, one big enough for her 7 children.
Whilst we were looking for a bigger house to move to, we found in an auction brochure a hotel for sale. Had no experience.
The children dip in and out of the hotel trade. At the moment, there are 4 sons on the payroll.
I try not to shave maids. The penny don't fit me that well.
Normally, we just kind of all help out individually, so we don't squabble with each other. Why is it empty? We got bookings.
No, it's just because all too much.
The hotel is very much my 8th baby, and it is there, I hope, to help my other children, and that this will stay in the Godwin family.
Great.
Oh, no.
There you go.
Excused it.
But having part-time children in the hotel has caused friction with non-family staff.
Some of the staff, they just sort of think that, you know, the son will be slacking off, you get to do whatever you want, and we get it all easy and stuff, but that's definitely not the case.
A4?
Yes,
She's too soft when people just don't bother turning up or they'll walk out halfway through their shift. They'll give her a sad story and she'll listen to it and give them an inch and they'll take a mile.
It's our mum, so she'll never truly get rid of us.
At the end of the day, you're trying to keep everybody happy.
I think they should be focused on their job instead of daydreaming about their next Facebook status or whatever bullshit.
Head chef John is so frustrated by the family dynamic, he's walked off the job several times.
Working with a big family is probably one of the issues, yeah, because they come and go when it pleases them.
No, you promised me yesterday I'll be there tomorrow morning. Oh.
17 years in, Lorraine is at her wit's end and the business is feeling the strain.
For the first time, a few years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I started to worry about surviving. It is difficult. And at 54, I want to get a life. I'm completely exhausted at the moment, and I'd love to step back.
It's obvious that Lorraine is mixing being a mother with being a manager, so I'm arriving with a plan.
Thank you very much.
I want to manage the place for myself.
Hi.
Hello. Pleasure.
Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too.
So, don't start crying on me already. I've not said 2 words to you yet. I know you're knackered. And I know there's problems here and that the staff are a bit at each other's throats.
If a hotel manager is doing their job properly, then every other member of staff should understand their roles and responsibilities. Then, if you take the manager out of the equation for a day or 2, it shouldn't make any difference to the smooth running of the hotel.
What I would like to do is I'd like to send you away for a night for a rest, to a nice hotel to be pampered.
I don't need to go away. I'm happy to stay out of the way.
No, I want you to have a nice evening. Just and get away from this for a minute. It's time that the hotel became more successful, that you stopped having some of these problems and you got a life back. No?
This is my way of putting Lorraine to the test. Let's see, with her out of the way for the night, how the rest of them manage without her. Judging from Lorraine's tears, she could do with the night away.
To go away.
Hey, happiness. Say goodbye.
A bit stunned. The worst discovery she'll make is that I'm not the best boss in the world.
Slightly concerned.
Why?
You've taken her legs from well underneath her. She's in a frazzled mess now.
I know. Well, she was seemed to be in a frazzled mess when I walked in the door.
Yeah.
And so I want a chance to talk to all the staff, find out for myself what's going on, try and work out how this place runs. Sink or swim, as they say. With me now acting as the manager, there is nowhere for the staff to hide. I want everyone together. Mm-hmm. Just so bring them up.
I'll bring them up, all right?
Bring them all up. Face the firing squad. I want to meet everybody on shift. So, I was made aware quite early on in this process that one of the issues is how staff interact with each other. I think Lorraine feels like she quite often has to referee between everybody. And so I'm quite aware of the fact that that's something I'm going to have to tackle. Is it a rather fluid staff situation?
Yeah, pretty much. There's not too much structure, especially in regards to us family members. We kind of all...
Come and go.
We do come and go. It is kind of like our hub that we kind of retreat to when we need to.
Would it be fair to say a few issues between family and non-family, and family and family?
There has been in the past. Yeah.
Okay. Are you full time?
When I feel like it.
You. Gosh, that sounds interesting.
I'm a little vulnerable or nervous that, you know, she's busy quizzing everyone back at the hotel. But at the same time, I believe that she can work her magic a little bit and maybe just get the team back to being a team.
I think what strikes me is that it's a very odd setup. You know, it feels quite fluid. I suppose I just start having a look around. I've got a free run of the place. I'm going to go straight to the kitchen. It's not just the family who come and go at this hotel.
I was here for 1.5 years and I left. Then I left there and came back here. And I'm still here. Don't know why.
Can I come in?
Of course you can.
Good. Is it a good place to work?
Yes and no. Has its faults.
What's the yes and what's the no?
Where do I start? I just think there's too much shit that goes with the job. I think mainly because it's a family business. I think that's one of the issues.
Most small hotels are family businesses.
Yeah, I know,
though,
but
aren't
the way I look at it, from a chef's point of view, if kids walk in that door and they're on a rota, they're here as employees, not here as kids.
Yeah.
They're paid employees.
Yeah. I would
Same
tend to agree
same
with
way any member of staff that walks in that door, they're here to do a job.
Tom, do you two get on?
Sometimes. when it listens.
Yeah, he doesn't mind us one at a time, but all at once. He doesn't like it.
I don't mind. I don't mind who's here or whatever. As long as they do their job. Instead of putting videos on Facebook, in working time, taking selfies, highlighting it, working hard.
I've barely got through the door and the tension is palpable.
What the hell am I doing here? I mean, I've been pitched into a witch's cauldron of family anxiety and complicated dynamics. I feel like this is one that I should have just gently said no to.
That's where most of the stress is. Does it feel very knotted?
It does feel quite tight, yes.
I've sent stressed out mum and manager Lorraine away from her hotel for the night.
I'm just hoping to get a happier ship and a more organised ship.
Leaving me to try and get to the bottom of the tensions that are dragging the Richmore hotel down. Lorraine has had 17 years to think about how to get her hotel right. You'd think it would be right by now.
Knock, knock.
Yes, I am. Much better.
Hello.
I'll be staying the night, if one of Lorraine's children can get me checked in.
So, this is the hub
Yes.
of the hotel.
Yeah.
This is quite untidy.
It is very untidy at the moment.
Is this the booking system?
Yes.
It's a slightly old-fashioned way of
It
doing
is,
it.
yeah, definitely.
So is this a system that's been happening for 17 years, more or less?
Basically, yes.
What's all that pile?
I'm not actually too sure.
I think this could do with a bit of a tidy up. I don't think it gives a particularly professional opinion. So can you give me 4 or 5 rooms for me to look at?
Yes, I can do.
Twin?
Twin.
Have you got any twins there?
No. No, but I could get you a twin one for you.
It's down to me to choose my bed for the night. For £100, I could opt for one of the hotel's themed rooms.
Well, I assume this is the circus room. I mean, my kids would be thrilled to sleep in that. I hope she didn't purchase that on purpose. It feels very overlaid and it feels a bit half-hearted.
Or I could take the £140 a night honeymoon suite.
Well, this is obviously the jewel in the crown.
But I do have one problem with it.
Live every moment, laugh every day, love beyond words. Of course, if you're not living every moment, it's because you're dead. I would suggest that the issues lie on the lower floors and that there might be a few problems here, but they're going to be minor threads in the great tapestry of life here at the Richmore.
I've met most of the staff, but I'm still not sure who does what. 21-year-old Jamie seems to be in charge of the bar.
Who decides what goes in the bar?
I'd say it's got to go from me to my mother, Lorraine. And I mean, I've been desperate to start doing cocktails.
Darling, to have your cocktails sold, excuse me, because it doesn't seem to me like an obvious cocktail bar.
No, I would go. I would like to go further with it in margarita glasses and stuff. I would love to bring in.
Do you think this is somewhere that people would come to drink a cocktail? But I can't quite see it happening in these surroundings. How much of the time do you work here? Are you here full time?
Yeah, well, pretty much part time. I prefer to be part time.
Lorraine may want to take a step back from the hotel, but right now, in her absence, there is nobody taking charge here.
My plan has proved fruitful. With the manager out of the way, there is no real hierarchy. After all, the hotel is staffed by lots of young part-timers. How can a hotel fire on all cylinders like that?
It's the same story in the restaurant, managed by son Jack.
Do you work here full-time?
I don't work here full-time as of right now.
Why not?
Oh, well, working with family, I have
a career that I'm hoping to establish outside of my family hotel. I don't want to be working for my mother for the rest of my life.
How many covers do you ever do in here?
It depends. Day to day, we probably do about 12 covers a night on average.
And does it actually make a penny of profit?
To be honest, it's debatable whether it makes a profit or not. We kind of toe, like...
I would bet 50 quid on the fact that this restaurant doesn't make a profit. Do you know, for me, I'm a business person. The question always does it make money? 20 miles away in Dorchester, Lorraine is blissfully unaware of what's happening at her hotel.
I hope she'll be eating in the restaurant, which I really wanted her to do because I really want her to see how good the food is. I think the restaurant will have a little bit of a busy period.
But I'm virtually the only diner in the restaurant, which claims to offer fine dining. Hi, Jamie. With Jamie now playing the part of head waiter... So, what is the recommended drink with the scallops? I expect the service to match.
With the scallops, it is a white, I happen to know. I've just got new wines in, so you are catching me off guard.
Traditionally, starter cover goes there, by the way.
Do you like any sauces with that, or anything else?
Like what?
Any sauces that we like. We do pretty much every sauce you can name, horseradish, mustard, anything else.
I don't think I've ever had horseradish or mustard with sea bass, but so no.
No,
but
no.
I'd love a top up with my white wine.
Yeah, absolutely, no worries. There you are, fancied scallops.
Thank you very much.
No worries.
That looks very nice. Very nice indeed. Unless it's a big-name chef or in a big city, it's very hard to persuade even guests to eat in a hotel dining room, let alone non-residents. Thank you.
No worries.
But there is one glimmer of hope. It's delicious. At the moment, I can't argue with the quality. That was delicious, by the way. John, thank you. That was nice. What?
You just saying that to make you happy?
Why would I care about keeping you happy? No, I thought it was really good. The food has potential, but the service across the hotel is really letting it down. I think it's inescapable that the hotel would benefit from a proper management structure, from committed staff, and staff have been trained. I mean, honestly, the food was a lot better than the service this evening. A lot better.
Clothes for Mum's wedding.
All of them seem a bit feckless, frankly. And I'm sure the last thing Lorraine is going to want is for me to criticise her children. So, I'm not quite sure where that leaves me tomorrow morning and what on earth I'm going to say to Lorraine. While Lorraine prepares for her return to the hotel, I'm back in the restaurant for breakfast. Sam, is there any chance of me having a couple of soft-boiled eggs?
A couple of soft-boiled eggs?
Yeah.
There's no problem.
Thank
We'll
you.
find out here.
Where, in the cold light of day, yet more signs of slacking are evident. The floor looks really manky. Sam, how often is the floor washed in here?
Each morning.
Is it?
Yes. We need a new floor, to be fair.
I've seen more than enough. I need to meet with the manager.
I have no idea what Alex will say. I think she will probably tell me a few people need their heads banging against the wall, and she may even say that of me.
So, I want to cut straight to the chase. My overwhelming impression here is that it's very amateur because of the staffing situation. You have absolutely charming children, but they all dip in and out to such a degree that it feels to me that there's no continuity, that there wasn't really a grown-up in the place. I found a kind of quite staggering lack of professionalism in all your children. everything they do reflects on you. I had a very nice dinner last night, served incredibly badly.
Who served you?
Jamie. And then I come down this morning, the floor clearly hasn't been cleaned. The thing that you said that tempted me down here was you said after 17 years you're desperate to get a bit of distance.
Yeah.
Well, you've created this situation. How has it got to this point? There has to be structures put in place.
Yes.
There has to be formulas. There has to be systems. That feels very lacking here.
Yep, I agree. And I did say, before I met you, the one thing that you will tell me is that I'm too soft on my children and they take the mickey.
I'm very happy for you to be soft. You know, they're your kids, just not in this. This is a business. It feels so haphazard, darling.
I have fired my children before, I will say that. But, you know, they have been allowed to come back.
So, we're going to get to grips with it. Okay. But I do think that you have to separate out your roles as mum and your roles as boss. If you want this to be the narrative, young, charming family staff, you want the family bit without feeling that it's family. I think you're a great mum. I just don't think you're a very good boss to them. I'm afraid. I haven't said anything unexpected, have I? I mean, I'm sure you're a clever lady. You know as well as I do what's wrong here. It's just fixing it. Lorraine has to make me a solemn promise that she's actually going to run this place as a business. She has to decide to get her house in order to ensure that anyone who works there toes the line.
At the family-run Richmore Hotel in Weymouth, owner Lorraine's mothering instincts have led to bad management of the business.
As a boss, do you think you're teaching the right life lessons?
No.
Tough talk delivered. Now we need to make some improvements. But first, I need some facts.
Does the restaurant make you a penny of profit?
Yes.
Does it?
Yes.
I would have bet 50 quid against it making you any money.
And I thought you would think that too.
Now, I'd like to see what it takes in a busy month and what percentage of that is profit.
Head chef John has skill, and I think his food offering has potential. But he's walked out so often that I'm concerned his behaviour makes having a restaurant a risk.
I have to ask you, you know, John keeps walking out. So what happens then? Everyone's got to realise that unless people make an effort to go on, that there are consequences.
Hopefully, I will toughen up. Hopefully, I will listen with Alex behind me, giving me a kick.
A few days later, Lorraine has dusted off the accounts.
We've started really looking at how the restaurant has done. And Alex is right to an extent. Would have preferred to have, sounds awful, wiped the smile off her face.
She was very quick to tell me that the restaurant made money, and I want to see it in black and white. Let's have a look.
Bit of an eye-opener, because the restaurant, I thought, did better than it has, but it still has made money, but not very much. I have been really bad at freebies.
What it seems to me is, again, this is just it's just not a very professional way of doing it, darling.
Right.
We've got to insist that the staff become more disciplined.
Yep.
But part of that is, you know, you lead from the top and you lead by example.
The chef is pulling his weight when he's in the kitchen, but the lack of man management is making him temperamental.
Yes. Hello? All right, I'll deal with it. Okay, I will deal with it, okay? The chef has basically told Andy that he won't come in if Jack is here. It leaves me with the chef holding me to ransom. Bye.
But while Lorraine needs to be more disciplined, she also needs to realise that John is an asset to her hotel.
Chefs have a reputation for being bolshy, hot-tempered and hard to manage.
I concur on all fronts. Every bit of experience I've had leads me to believe that this is true. However, you need the bolshy bastards, so you tend to hang on to them. I'm taking them both away from the hotel for a frank discussion.
John and Lorraine need to hammer out their differences. A chef and owner should be speaking with one voice in the restaurant. So, I think we're all agreed that we're going to have to work a bit better.
I think we do have the same goals. It's just that sometimes John doesn't feel that, but I know I've been too soft and I know I need to toughen up.
The kids play a big part in the management there because nobody can discipline them.
I have to say, I hate ganging up with John against you because I don't think it's fair.
No.
But I do think that everything starts with discipline.
I do know it needs to change, and...
You won't because you try and defend the kids too much.
I will.
You always try to help the kids.
Yeah, but if that's different.
Run a business.
But I don't mind her helping her kids. But, darling, the two things you can't do is defend bad work practices and then let them affect the business wrongly.
Negotiate that.
Exhibit A. I'm going to point it out to you. A palate cleanser. You're not talking about the kind of palate that you put, you know, wooden cardboard boxes on. You're talking about a palate that happens in your mouth.
We
have
took
this problem every time we do menus. It gets passed with one person, somebody else will do it, then somebody else do it, and somebody else do it.
This is really...
It's a joke.
It's unforgivable. It doesn't matter how good his cooking is, if the service is absolutely shocking.
Yes.
Well, it is. They're all so young and immature, they've not got any real experience.
You have to work a lot harder on staff training, menu writing, costings, you know, all of that stuff.
How many meals you say to Alex about been given away since I come back?
I don't know.
Worked it out, it's probably over about 200.
Yeah, but that's the family. The family need to eat.
It's what they eat.
No. I'm sorry, wait a second. Staff, when they are working, you can give a staff meal to. Only the ones who are on shift eat there. You know, darling, I worked for Marco Pierre White and I had oven chips and fried eggs for 6 months every night of the week. If you want this to have a chance, you have got to take the blinkers from your eyes and see what it is that, you know, everyone else is seeing. Yeah?
Yes. We both need to invest, don't we? You need to invest your faith in it.
See what happens.
I enjoyed the lunch with Alex. I would have liked him to have just gone that step further and fully committed, but hopefully in the next few weeks we'll get that.
I was actually waiting for her to give me abuse about something, but she didn't. She was actually quite nice. I was actually quite surprised about. But I just hope Lorraine takes her feedback on board and acts on it. You can take a horse to water, but it doesn't mean it's going to fucking drink, does it?
I'm hoping that my plan for the hotel will boost both morale and profits. I want to move the restaurant out of the dingy basement and into the heart of the hotel. My vision is of a more informal setting that will invite passing trade. Plans that seem to be inspiring Lorraine.
It's kind of made us think maybe it's time to get rid of the canapes.
Okay.
To go modern.
But when it comes to staff management, the pace of change is slow.
I don't see Jamie. Jamie said he was pulling from 5:30. Where is he?
Don't know.
Okay.
Maybe you can chase.
It's now 6.
Jamie has gone shopping and said that he would try and come in for a couple of hours. But he's not arrived yet, and he said that he'd try to be here from 5:30. So he's nearly half an hour late.
Lorraine has written a letter of intent outlining the new hierarchy. And today she's called a staff meeting where she'll deliver it. This will be the first time I see staff and manager in action together.
Okay, thank you for coming, guys. So the idea is that we all raise our game, that we all raise the standard of the Richmore. We need the hotel to feel like a family business but not behave like one. And that just doesn't just stem to the family. There's quite a few people here who sometimes take advantage, and therefore no longer, when I'm here in my capacity as the hotel manager, will I be mum, I will be the boss.
I think you take advantage of us more than we take advantage of you.
Agreed.
I think that's the most poignant point there is.
Wait a second. Do you want to justify that, as I'm here moderating?
Oh, OK, so what would happen in a scenario maybe where someone doesn't show up for a shift? Who steps in? It's the Godwins. It's us, like...
We're not even given a choice. No choice.
Well, then bugger off and go and do something else.
Yeah, that's what we do.
I don't want to hear bitching and moaning. People who want to be here and who want to work here have to behave professionally. And it doesn't matter whether you're family or not family. It's going to be the formal process with everyone. Turn up late, turn up without your proper uniform on. There is a system for disciplinary action, and I'm going to insist that Lorraine uses it for all of you, whether you are children or not. Because I think that is the only way that everyone will respect each other. And anyone who continually lets other people down isn't going to be here, isn't going to have a job. Across the board, there has to be the same expectation of behaviour from everyone. There's got to be one way, which is the Richmore way. OK.
Oops.
That's me.
It's difficult having a family business, but you've just got to plot a very clear path and stick to it.
I think it went quite well.
Handing out the letter was weird. Like, I didn't really understand the purpose of it, to be honest.
I've heard it all before. It's daft. It doesn't mean nothing to anyone. You know, I doubt half the staff in there probably didn't read it. I read about half of it, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm beginning to wonder if Lorraine is the best person to run this hotel.
I think she's got a pretty good idea. What she should do now is just whether she's capable of doing it. She's going to have to just grow a set and kick some butt.
But I'm not holding my breath.
Does everyone know what's happening?
Not fully.
It's a crap excuse. I don't even vaguely begin to accept it. Just man up, take it on the chin. I just feel so cross about it, darling. This is the simplest bit.
OK, we're going to be given a really, really exciting opportunity here of a brand new restaurant up there.
In Weymouth, Lorraine is beginning to sound less like a mum and more like a manager.
Now, what we need to do is bring the service and the standards up to meet that.
But her mothering instincts still get the better of her sometimes.
But your hair should be presentable, your teeth should be clean. You should never come on duty without cleaning your teeth beforehand, because you're going to stand in front of someone and talk to them.
The restaurant is moving up from the basement, taking pride of place in the old bar. And with fine dining falling out of favour with the British public, the new look will feel much more relaxed. Lorraine just needs to motivate her head chef to stick around.
This is our great opportunity of a brand new restaurant where we can really, really move forward.
Then I get a pay rise.
And then maybe when you fit in the restaurant. OK, thank you.
To give the restaurant a fighting chance of success, I want it to appeal to locals as well as residents, so I've asked Lorraine to host a relaunch. But I'm praying that the manager has finally got her house in order.
When I first came here, my overwhelming impression of how the family worked together was that it was very amateur, and that is not a hallmark of a successful hotel. So I want to see a level of professionalism and organisation that was definitely lacking before. Obviously, some things haven't changed because parsley is spelt wrong, potatoes is spelt wrong, caramelised, vanilla, what's a tartar? No, this is, they're trying to pretend that they're running a nice restaurant, can't even get the menu spellings right. It makes me want to hold my head in despair. I mean, do they not have spell check?
This isn't a good start.
Hi, Lorraine.
Hello.
Menus. There are so many spelling mistakes on the menu.
I know, and John has pointed that out.
I mean, I think this is one of the
know,
basic
but I've
things.
got them all ill at the moment, and it's no excuse.
I was quite excited about coming in and seeing the restaurant, and then to be confronted with this idiotic menu. I just feel so cross about it, darling. Immediately, I just think this is the simplest bit of the thing that we had to put into place.
But then Lorraine stops me in my tracks with some news.
I have new managers coming on board. Richard will be involved in more training and checking standards, the day-to-day running and supervising. I feel very at ease and comfortable.
I have to say, this is welcome news. I know it's painful for Lorraine to let go, but honestly, it's the best thing for all concerned. I wonder if the new manager knows what he's facing.
Richard, so nice to meet you. What do you think of the kind of staffing situation?
At the end of the day, it is a family business, and they've obviously grown up in the hotel. The hotel's a very big part of their lives. And obviously, I've come in to provide a little bit more of a strategic view of the hotel, give it a bit more structure. It's going to take some time. They're very used to the way their mums ran everything.
Yeah, I'm a believer in kind of slow progression and incremental change and just...
Yeah, you can't come in... I don't think you'll be able to come in here overnight and change everything.
I know that employing a manager might feel like an unnecessary spend, but I'm hoping my work will pay off. I've stripped out her dated and unwelcoming bar and replaced it with a more sophisticated restaurant. It's a much more convivial space.
I'm very, very pleased with the end result here. It's great.
I think the most impressive thing of all, to me, is how it looks from outside.
Amazing.
Because that is going to pull people in.
Now Lorraine needs to show it off, and she's promised me she'll deliver an evening to remember.
What's happening tonight?
Tonight you're going to see Faulty Towers. So we've invited some people, and we have some people staying here to see the restaurant so that people can know how good the restaurant is.
This is not what I expected. To pull something like this off, you have to be really, really organised.
But downstairs, it's anything but.
It'd be nice if somebody turned up for work.
Apparently all the children are sick today, is that the case?
Godwinitis. It's a sickness bug.
Is your man in the kitchen?
Of course not.
Did he call you to say that he was sick?
No.
His mother came and told you that he was sick?
No. Nobody's told me yet. You've told me.
So are you feeling very disheartened too?
No. The way I look at it, this place can't offer me anything from a chefing point of view. So there's only one option for it.
So even though you've got a nice new restaurant and...
But the whole package has to be there, doesn't it? It's not just about having a nice restaurant or good waiting staff or this, that, next thing. Well, Lorraine's a lovely person, but I just don't see this place for me.
Actually, I'm quite cross with him because this whole conversation that they had was about, is he going to stop threatening to leave? And, you know, everyone's treading their well-trodden paths. Frankly, it's just really, really boring and really disappointing and a complete and utter waste of my time. But then again, I don't pretend that this is always successful, and this clearly isn't one of the times that I'm going to be that lucky.
But right now, the chef is the least of my worries. I'm still trying to track down the rest of the staff.
Were you supposed to be in work this morning?
No, as far as I'm concerned, everything... You just shake your head. I'm here literally most days. Literally, I'm here at 6...
That's what work is. I know it's odd that. It's called working.
Yes, no, obviously.
Is it your fault that the menus were wrong?
Kind of. I mean, I just want to say, these menus I put out at midnight last night.
And?
Maybe I didn't spell check it.
You didn't spell check it.
The menus are being professionally printed. That's, I mean, it's not an excuse, but...
It sounds like an excuse.
It's a pretty good excuse if you ask me, though.
No, it isn't. It's a crap excuse. I don't even vaguely begin to accept it. Just man up, take it on the chin. You know, this place kind of bewilders me. They have about 30 people coming at 5 o'clock. It's now 10 to 5. Candles aren't lit. They're still faffing about the restaurant. No one's been briefed. Does everyone know what's happening?
Not fully.
We really need to...
Jamie. So, well, OK, let me just...
With the staff still to be briefed, it's down to me to welcome guests through the door.
The restaurant used to be downstairs. We've moved it upstairs because I think people like eating in a ground floor restaurant.
It's lovely. It's not too harsh either. I like the grey. It's quite soft, isn't it?
So, what do you think of the room?
Love it. It looks completely different. It's really bright, vibrant, really nice.
Good.
Something selling point is the view.
Yeah. Well, I hope you all have a good evening.
I've done my bit. The rest of the evening is in Lorraine's hands.
Hello, Alex.
Hello, you look wonderful.
Welcome to Faulty Towers, Alex.
Thank you very much.
Have you seen Basil?
It's Faulty Towers, isn't it? Since it's gruesome not to be organised, so...
I asked Lorraine to put on an event to show off the new restaurant. The irony that she's chosen to recreate the chaos of Faulty Towers is not lost upon me.
Everybody happy here?
No, we're trying to get starters out there. Manuel! Manuel!
Out! Out! Right!
Waldorf salad?
Manuel, do something! Wait on the table!
Tom has completely stolen the show as Manuel. And, yeah, I think all in all it's much better than I expected it to be.
I'm as surprised as anybody that the evening's calamities have gone down well. But back in the real world, I'm hoping that life doesn't imitate art.
I hope that with the new management in, it will be another layer of... I hope it will be managed better. I really do.
I think they'll realise that they have to be as good as normal staff, if not better. They have no...
Special privileges.
No special privileges. And if they don't fit, they go.
Everyone's had fun tonight. Lorraine seems a lot more cheerful. I've given them a fantastic new dining room. We've got a new manager in, but I see no evidence of better organisation. I see no evidence of more professionalism. So, really, I'm leaving here feeling pretty dissatisfied. Have I made a difference here? Who knows?
I think the future's going to be good. And I'm going to get a life too. And that's wonderful.
Hopefully Alex will feel more satisfied next Wednesday at 9 when the hotel inspector returns. Big Brother next, and so far the housemates haven't been able to resist hitting that red button. The prizes are just too tempting. Find out the cost next.